The story begins with the aftermath of Julio Foolio's gruesome murder. Authorities arrested Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, Shaw Gathright, Rashad Murphy, and David Murphy in connection to the crime. Their arrests didn't come as a surprise to those familiar with the street life. The harsh reality is that if you live by the streets, you're either dead or in jail. For Julio Foolio, death was the consequence. But for his killers, members of the ATK and 1200 gangs, their fate was sealed behind bars. Court documents revealed chilling details. Isaiah Chance, one of the suspects, told a Jacksonville Sheriff's Office detective that once he got off his monitor, he would flee the state and never be seen again. This statement provides just a glimpse into the terror Foolio's killers are now facing behind bars. In this video, I'll capture the petrifying moments detailing what's really happening to Foolio's killers since they were locked up. If you're not faint-hearted, then this video is for you. Following Foolio's murder on June 23, 2024, investigators made a breakthrough in the case. 5 suspects were charged with their alleged roles in the drill rapper's murder. The police have sufficient evidence to keep these suspects behind bars indefinitely. Those charged Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, Shaw Gathright, Rashad Murphy, and David Murphy are all documented members of the ATK and 1200 gangs. One of the suspects, Isaiah Chance, pleaded not guilty in court. However, the state prosecutor filed a document requesting that Chance remain in jail without bond, citing sufficient evidence linking him to Foolio's murder. Court documents show that Chance, who was wearing a tracking monitor and under investigation for an unrelated offense, had planned to flee the state if released. Many were surprised by the speed with which the police acted in this investigation, but given the statements made by the authorities early on, it was clear they were determined to bring the perpetrators to justice. The detectives worked tirelessly, developing leads and collaborating with various law enforcement agencies, including the ATF and FBI, to apprehend Foolio's killers. This case is about more than just Foolio. It's about ending the long history of crime in Jacksonville, Florida. The neighborhood has suffered from gun violence and gang activities for years, and it seems the authorities are now determined to put an end to it. They made a solemn promise to the public the morning after Foolio was killed, vowing to make arrests and bring those responsible to justice. So how did they manage to arrest the suspects? It turns out social media played a significant role. The authorities monitored social media activity, gathering intelligence that led them to the suspects. The suspects left behind a trail of clues on social media, which the police followed closely. From the beginning of the investigation, it was believed that Foolio's murder was a well-planned and calculated attack. Surveillance video obtained from one of the suspects' home cameras shows Isaiah Chance and his girlfriend Alicia Andrews tracking and following Foolio from Jacksonville to Tampa in a silver Chevy Cruze. The duo followed the rapper to 2 different locations on the night of his birthday celebration. Investigators uncovered more shocking evidence, including phone records showing Chance communicating with Alicia Andrews and Shaw Gathright, who was in a second vehicle, a black Chevy Impala. This vehicle was occupied by the Murphy brothers, Rashad and David. Surveillance footage from the Holiday Inn in Tampa captured the moment Foolio arrived at the hotel parking lot where the suspects attacked him with rifles. The investigation revealed that Rashad Murphy left his girlfriend's phone in Jacksonville, likely to avoid being tracked. However, further investigation into the geolocation of his phone showed that he made a stop at a Walmart in Jacksonville the night before Foolio's murder. Surveillance footage from the Walmart showed Rashad Murphy wearing clothing consistent with one of the shooters in the Holiday Inn surveillance video. The evidence against the suspects continued to mount. During a traffic stop, JSO officers found a Glock 9mm semi-automatic pistol in Gathwright's car, along with rifle rounds and spent casings. Although the pistol didn't match the spent casings found at the scene, the rifle casings were a presumptive match to 2 prior shootings, including an attempt on Foolio's life in October 2023. Further searches of Gathwright's residence uncovered more damning evidence, including a gun safe with multiple rifles, one of which was equipped with a brass catcher consistent with the one used in Foolio's murder. Spent shell casings found in the safe were a presumptive match to the casings found at the murder scene. Ring camera footage from Gathwright's home also captured the suspects loading bags into the Chevy Impala before their trip to Tampa. The bags were described as large enough to carry rifles. The suspects booked an Airbnb in Tampa under Rashad Murphy's name, where they stayed from June 22nd to June 24th. Footage from the Airbnb and the suspects' phones provided additional evidence tying them to the murder. While Gathwright, Chance, and Andrews were arrested by JSO less than a week after Foolio's murder, Rashad Murphy was arrested after hours of negotiations. David Murphy, however, remains at large, maintaining a low profile since the arrests were made. The police believe Foolio's murder was an act of retaliation in an ongoing deadly gang war in Jacksonville. This war between the ATK and KT gangs has claimed many lives and disrupted public peace for years. Foolio and Youngin Ace, the frontmen of KTA and ATK respectively, have been at the center of this violence. Their rivalry has fueled the deadly gang war in Jacksonville, leading to numerous tragic events. The gang violence in Jacksonville doesn't have its origins in the feud between Foolio and Youngin Ace. Both rappers grew up in violent environments, and their lives of violence were shaped by their upbringings. Foolio, for instance, witnessed a tragic murder at the age of 12, which prompted him to buy his first gun in 7th grade. His father was also a victim of gun violence, shot and killed in Jacksonville. To survive in the hood, Foolio formed a gang with members from the 6th Block, a dangerous territory in Jacksonville. Youngin Ace, on the other hand, formed a TK with some of the most dangerous individuals from Duval County. The war between these two gangs escalated over the years, with each side seeking to eliminate the other. Youngin Ace eventually formed an alliance with the 1200 gang to strengthen his forces against Foolio. The 1200 gang, a longtime affiliate of ATK, was equally dangerous and powerful. Together, they planned and executed the attack on Foolio. The first reported attempt on Foolio's life occurred 2 years ago when he was ambushed in a drive-by shooting. Foolio survived the attack but sustained an injury to his foot. The rifle casings found in Gathwright's car match those collected from the scene of this attack, further linking the suspects to the ongoing violence. The feud between ATK and KTA intensified after the murder of Bibby, Foolio's cousin, which fueled Foolio's desire for revenge. The violence escalated, leading to numerous tragic events, including the deaths of Youngin Ace's friends and allies. In the early hours of June 23rd, Foolio's life was cut short in a gruesome manner. After celebrating his 26th birthday in Tampa, Foolio was ambushed and killed in a targeted attack. Surveillance footage and phone records provided crucial evidence linking the suspects to the crime. The suspects had meticulously planned the attack, booking an Airbnb and tracking Foolio's movements. Despite the tragic end, Foolio seemed to know his fate. He once said, "When you're in the streets, you know the consequences. You're either dead or in jail." Unfortunately, his words proved prophetic. In the end, the police's determination to bring Foolio's killers to justice has paid off. The suspects face a lifetime behind bars, and the evidence against them is overwhelming. This case serves as a stark reminder of the deadly consequences of gang violence and the tragic toll it takes on communities. For more videos like this, click on the card showing on your screen right now.